Alright, hi guys, it's Amy from the Crazy Craft Lady. I was at Dollar Tree the other day, and I know it's still August, but they have fall things out, so summer's over, y'all. It's fall. So I wanted to share with you some of my finds, and I've already started fall crafting. I shared a post yesterday with a couple pictures that I snapped inside the dollar store, Dollar Tree specifically, but here are some of the things that I purchased. These are little, like, they call them DIY stickers, but they're wooden. They're like really thin wood, and they've got adhesive on the back. I got this sign and these metal words. So they're like metal. They say thankful, harvest, and welcome. So I like dollar store stuff, but these colors are not my style. I'm not really big into the oranges. Not my thing. I kind of have an aversion to color. So this is something I shared the other day. This was originally orange. You can see it on my, I'll share a link to, I think I shared it on Instagram. It used to be orange with white glitter letters on it, and I just took, you guys, like acrylic craft paint, like the cheapy stuff, catch it on sale at Michael's whenever they have a sale, and I just painted over it. And then because there were glitter letters underneath, it left enough texture that I was able to then, I know it's backwards, it says thankful and blessed. I was then able to paint over with like a dark navy and transform like a dollar store sign that used to be like this color orange, and now it's more my style because I like to do a lot of the greens and the navies at fall time. So maybe I'll hang that back there. I need to put some like hooks or shelves on my wall. This is my, you guys, that's peel and stick wallpaper, shiplap wallpaper, target.com. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm going to transform this sign into something that's a little bit more my speed. So I'm gonna flip my camera down. I'm working on a tripod here. Hopefully that'll work. Okay, so I am just gonna kind of play around with some acrylic paint, and then I think I'm gonna use some of these metal letters and these wooden stickers too. We'll just kind of see what speaks to me as we go along. But I mean, how cute. It's like, it says harvest. I mean, I feel like that's something you'd find at Hobby Lobby, not Dollar Tree. So I was pretty thrilled with my find. Okay, this top right here is glitter letters, and I actually want to, on my last project, I used that texture to paint over it, but this time I want to get rid of it. So sandpaper, you guys, dollar store. For like little projects and like if you're not doing major sanding, Dollar Tree. You can get a big pack of sandpaper for like nothing. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to vacuum all this off later. I just want to get rid of enough of this glitter that there's not like texture underneath, so you can't like see the word once I paint over it. Okay, I think that should be good. And now I have glitter all over my carpet and my leggings, so that's lovely. Okay. Okay, so that's like roughed up just enough. Now I just use like a scrap of cardboard, and I'm gonna kind of start toying around with paint. I think I'm gonna paint the two oranges in green and the middle one in navy. So I've just got like a bunch of random, like, you guys, they're not even all the same brand. I just go whenever like Michael's or Joann's has them on sale. I just buy whatever's on sale and I stock up because I tend to use a lot of the same color palettes, especially in like my DIY home decor. And I don't want to paint it like a solid color, so I'm going to just grab a couple of different shades of green here and blend it together. And I'll use a wider a wider flat brush. This is similar to like the technique that I used on this pumpkin that I painted before, right? You know, you dip like half the brush in one color and the other half in another color, and that allows you to really layer all those colors. So, okay. I feel like I shouldn't have worn a long sleeve shirt today, but I didn't think you guys would want to see me in a tank top, so there we go. Because it's like super humid and rainy and warm today. All right. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna leave like, and I think I'm gonna grab a little bit more of the dark. So I'll kind of leave the top half lighter in color, and then the bottom half a darker shade of green. I kind of like that. And I'm actually getting pretty good one coat coverage with this paint. So I think I'm only gonna need to do one coat, which is good, because then you guys won't have to wait for everything to dry. Okay, there we go. So I painted the top. Bye-bye orange. We've got green going on. Next, I'm gonna paint the bottom one. I need more of my dark green though. Is this the one I used? I'm not sure. And then I think I'll mix a little bit of this brighter green up top. So yeah, you just kind of play around. There's no real right or wrong answer here. Plus, I feel like when you use greens and blues, there was like a lot of blue stuff at Michael's with their fall, like seasonal stuff that was out. Oh, this isn't covering as well, probably because I didn't sand it. I think I should sand the middle one. Anyway, I think when you use like blues and greens, it's like easier to transition to fall decor sooner without it being like completely ridiculous. I feel like you need to save the orange stuff for later in September and October. Otherwise, your neighbors will look at you weird. Like last year, I decorated my front window for Halloween with decals, but I wanted to get it done and up on the blog early enough that like I could show people like, you know, before Halloween, so people would have time to, you know, imitate the project. And so I think it was like late August or early September. Maybe it was early September. And I was brand new to the neighborhood because we had just moved. And I had Halloween decals in my front living room window right across, like you could see from the street. And I think people thought like this new lady that just moved into the neighborhood is absolutely bonkers because I decorated for Halloween probably 6 weeks too early, but oh well. Okay, so I've got green and green on these two guys, and I'm gonna hopefully let that dry soon enough that you guys can see what I'm going to put on it next. But then I'm going to grab some night sky, some navy blue, and I'm just going to mix a little bit of white in with it. Maybe. There we go. That was a lot of white. Okay. I really should store all my bottles upside down, that way paint always comes out right when you need it. Okay, so I'm going to paint this guy navy. And I think I might come back later because I'm not getting the edges right now because I am live and I don't want to waste your time. But I'll probably come back later with like a fine detail brush, and like I did on this. Like you can see on this guy, like I painted all the edges just with green paint. I took like a real, like a super skinny fine point brush. But I'll do that later once this first coat dries. And then I'll share pictures when it's all done. Okay, this is a little too light. I think I got too much white. I want my blue to be a little bit darker because I want the things that I'm gonna put on here to really stand out. Okay. So I think that looks really nice. I did a bit of a thicker coat just because I wanted one coat coverage with all my paint. And now I'm gonna go in and paint over the wood. I know, well, it's not wood, it's like MDF cardboard or whatever, but I want this to be a little bit more like textured because right now it's just solid, boring brown. So I'm gonna use some like dark brown paint and some white highlighted in with it to paint with a stake of my sign. I have white over there with my blue. Okay, so getting mainly brown and like the tiniest little corner of white. There, and I think that looks a whole lot better. Just give it a little texture. There we go. And then I'll paint the bottom of the rest of my sign here. I already feel like I don't want to paint all the way down to the bottom just because as I start to work on the top again, I can guarantee you I'm going to get paint on my shirt. So I think I'm only going to paint part way down and then I'll paint the rest of it later. I'll just do it all. I feel like all of my favorite clothes have paint on them. I should like get smart and just get painting clothes, but I never really know like when I'm gonna be working on projects and then I'll have like nice clothes on and then they get paint stamps. Oh well. Okay. There we go. So instead of just being like that solid brown from what I bought it at the dollar store, it just has like a little bit more texture to it, nothing crazy. Super quick and easy. Okay, so my paint is still a little bit tacky. It doesn't help that it's humid here today. So we're just gonna kind of set this. I'm gonna set this over here. And I'm gonna kind of plan out what I want to put on it. And I may have to secure it once my paint dries. It dried a lot faster on the other one, but I think it was also not as humid because it's raining outside. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna hold it backwards because everything that I do is mirrored when I do these Facebook Live videos, and I'm not quite sure why. But see, it's a little metal letter that says harvest. So I have harvest, and I have thankful, and I have welcome. But I think these are two. Okay, I'm debating between doing all three on each layer, or on each level of this sign, or do I want to do words on the top and bottom, and then paint some of these bad boys just to add in the middle. I think I want to do words on the top and the bottom so I can use these really fun wooden stickers. How cute are these, you guys? They're just like little wood cutouts and they got adhesive on the back. So I think I'm going to paint a few of these to look like, I think I'm going to paint the leaves and then I'm going to do welcome on the top and a harvest on the bottom. And then I'll use this little thankful guy on a different project. Okay, that'll work. All right, so I've got green paint here from before, and I think I'm just gonna paint, maybe I'll toss a little brown in there too. See how I'm doing that? I'm just kind of, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. You just want to kind of layer the paint colors. Okay, so there's one leaf. Maybe I'll add a little bit of blue to this guy, just for fun. Okay, see how they're just a little bit different? I'm gonna paint this one. So I think I'll do 3 leaves across in the middle. Set all my paint aside, try not to spill it or get it on my clothes. All right. Okay, the blue is definitely still not dry enough, but the green I feel is, oh no, it's not dry enough either. That's okay. Clean up my edges. Okay, so I think my plan is just hot glue. I got my hot glue gun going down here. The metal to the wood. And I'm not gonna do like a ton of glue. I'm just gonna do like a couple dots. So I did like 5 dots spaced throughout the letter. There we go. Okay, I may have to re-glue it just because we're not, I should have waited longer for that paint to dry. But I want to give you an idea of what this whole thing is going to look like when it's all done. And then I'll like take a nice picture when I hop off the live video here to show you the finished project. Okay. So I've got welcome on the top, harvest on the bottom. Okay, that one stuck a whole lot better. Okay, so you can see kind of what we got going on. And then I think I'm just gonna line up, because these already have adhesive stickers on the back, which is super helpful. 1, 2. I'll have to touch up that. Okay, well I think I'm gonna pop off here and I'll share like a nice picture in the comments once this is all dried. But from orange dollar store decor to something that's a little bit more my style. So now I've got this guy and this guy to hang up in my house, even though it's still only August. So happy Saturday everyone and happy crafting. Bye.